Hello followers and welcome back to Jungle Terror? I'm on the wrong map. Okay, this was actually more than a coincidence. I wanted to show you guys a bit of Global Nightmare, and I thought I'd sneak it in for those DevCon viewers. And so yeah, this is Global Nightmare. Well, at least one of the areas in Global Nightmare. This area is barely complete. I've just been doing some measuring down here on these bridges, but this area is in intersection 2. This is going to be like a swamp based area. I've not done a whole lot with it yet. I intend to do a whole lot more with it. I'm not going to show you where anything is because there's barely anything here yet, but as you can imagine, this is going to be like a little swampy type area. This is at intersection 2. There's going to be, I think, 5 intersections in this map. This is a full 16 wall map if you're unaware. I don't expect it anytime soon because I am working very hard on this map. I just wanted to kind of give you a heads up about this area and where the map is at. Intersection 1 is just about complete. There's a few things I have to go back and implement in intersection 1, but generally on the whole it's done. Intersection 2, this is the first area I am working on in intersection 2. So we have currently, I've got 5 walls placed, but even though the walls are placed, there's still quite a bit of work to be done. I'm shooting for a release maybe sometime this summer, but don't expect it anytime soon. I'm taking my time on it, but I will probably do updates from time to time on Global Nightmare's development. But I really do like this area. These are meant to be like huge tree branches. They're going to have, I think, leaves and vines hanging from them. This is going to be a thick, dense area with like swamp trees and stuff. So yeah, this is obviously part of intersection 2, so it's not going to be brutally hard. The map itself is not brutally hard. It more focuses around progression, much like Jungle Terror does. Getting the gear and everything that you need to build up over time. There are a lot of optional side areas that you can do if you're into adventuring. It is a very big map. There's lots to explore, and you don't have to complete the side quest stuff, but if you do, it's certainly going to give you an advantage in the later areas by giving you a lot better gear than what you might have. But as I say, it's not a requirement. You'll be able to get by just fine, but there's kind of areas that are big and then there's areas branching off. As you can see, this area is so big that it doesn't even load in far render distance, but that's something that I tried to focus on, is making something big but not getting where it's big but empty. I didn't want to do that. I want to keep it sort of big but focused. Like this map has islands and cave systems and huge open world environments to explore, but I wanted to kind of mark the path, if that makes sense, and I wanted to try and make this map a bit more concentrated. Like there's a direct route, especially if you're a speedrunner, but you also have those optional areas. So they're clearly marked throughout the map, so it's not like you're getting confused about what is where. So yeah, this is a quick preview of an area in Global Nightmare. I'm not going to give away the area of the name yet, but I think you'll like it very much when it's finished. So yeah, I thank you for watching this little snippet, and let's get back to our actual Jungle Terror developer commentary. And just like that, we're back. So one thing that I want to discuss with you before we get into the action today, we're going to be going to Firelake Castle, is I have done some more tweaks to this map. One request that was given to me, and I really liked it as an idea, was this came from Whiteblade of the Minecraft forums community, by the way. He's big into CTM, to include a map of the to include a map basically of sort of the environment and the lay of the land and so on. So I've done that. I've put this map right here, Katakati Island. This is the same map that you will find in a dungeon somewhere, but I've just brought it up here for convenience. So if you look at the maps, you can kind of pick out where things are. For example, right there is the abandoned camp. You can see where the crater is from the bed bomb. And I'm trying to pick out any sort of other things right here as well. You can see the lily pads on the water there. There is dino mines right there in that little section right there. I don't think it maps out the coast. This is where Dungeon 1 is, between these two. Where else could I pick things out? Dungeon 2 is right there in that cave system underground. And Dungeon 5 is on the coast. I think Dungeon 5 is just this side right here. This is where Dungeon 5 is. But yeah, so I've included that, and you may notice that the storage room has gone, and it's been replaced with this button. And this is going to be in the next patch. The map, this, and there's a few other small bug fixes and tweaks I'm going to implement. I've got some grammatical errors and some bugs to fix, and I'm going to get rid of that beta book at spawn and so on. I'm not going to patch this straight away. Perhaps expect a patch over the next month or so. The changes don't affect the dungeon in any way, so any of the dungeons, sorry. So if you're playing this map, then you're not missing out on anything whatsoever. The only thing that has changed really is just some back-end stuff. I implemented this, and this is on loan from Global Nightmare, the storage room and farm, and this is going to be in the Global Nightmare map, which you've just seen at the Victory Monument in that map, or as I am calling it, the Global Altar. So you can hit this button, and this one has been Jungle Terror converted, should I say, so that it looks more Jungle Terror-y. But in Global Nightmare, all of this will be sandstone, apart from the glowstone, obviously. But in this map, I made it stone bricks with the cracked and mossy mixed in. And this button takes you back to the jungle ruin on the surface. I was initially going to implement a staircase down here, but it just didn't fit because of the way the dungeons were. So I made this button, and it teleports you somewhere else. And here we are. So I've implemented this book right here. You obviously have access to an ender chest. I've given you that stuff here. So let's just go through this book quickly. So the storage room, this room is designed to help you with all your storage needs. It also provides you access to an area where you can set up your base in the center. I hope you find it useful. To prevent confusion, that's meant to say confusion, I'm now going to list what belongs in each storage column of boxes. We are starting to the left of this book and then going clockwise. So you have a quick reference is you need, that's meant to say if. You can tell I wrote this when I was tired. The spelling is awful. I'll fix this before we patch it. Is you need to know exactly what belongs where. That's it. That's meant to say if. You can tell I wrote that when I was tired. But there we go. So yeah, this is going to be in Global Nightmare, but I brought it to this map because I thought people might find it convenient. So you've got this nice huge storage room here. You have furnace access, brewing stands right here. I've not actually added anything in for myself. I've just brought everything down from what used to be up there down here. You've got an enchanter in the floor, and if you right click on it you can access it like normal, and you'll get level 30 enchants from that. So I guess I can take that down now. And this is what I've been working on for the trip to Firelake Castle. I've been enchanting some armour, and I did a pick. I named it Ironhide. Those of you who watch the Transformers movie will know what that is. Efficiency 4 and Breaking 3, Fortune 3, to kind of replace the lost rock crumbler who was lost in Dino Mines. I say who, but it was a tool, not a person. But there we go. You've got a jukebox down here if you want to put on some tunes. You've obviously got furnaces. These are all empty. I've not used them. So as you can see right here, you have swords, armor, brewing, wood, miscellaneous stuff, all your different blocks. It was suggested to me by a bunch of people actually. The storage room up there, it was too vague. There was a lot of like extra categories which weren't really fulfilled, and some of these are actually irrelevant to this map, like the rail. That's completely irrelevant, but I've just included it anyway in case you decide that you might need it. Most of these you will come across, I think. There's only a few that you won't, like the nether quartz ore, the emerald ore, and I think stuff like, yeah, that is it, and lapis, I think. Though there is lapis on Monkey Island, so that's not entirely true. So you've got sand and glass, sandstone, bricks, stone bricks. This is miscellaneous blocks right here, where this endstone, stairs and slabs, miscellaneous items, anvils, redstone goods, rail goods, XP bottles, the mob drops right here. You've got food, farming, and tools. So you've got a large amount of room here to store whatever it is that you might need to. This might seem a bit overkill for a map of this size, but rather than designing two separate storerooms, I decided to just implement this one, and this is going to feature in every map that I make from now on. Just it might look a little different in terms of textures, but the general storage room will be the same. I just wanted to implement this and make it a little easier for people to store their goods. Excuse if you think it's a bit overkill, but you have to remember this is on loan from a 16 wall map. And up here is the farm. It's got these little things here. The bedrock is designed to prevent you from getting access to water. In Jungle Terror you can get access to water as soon as you have a bucket, but in maps like Global Nightmare I don't want you to have access to water. Though actually thinking about it, you will have access to water by the time you find the Victory Monument. But anyway, it's there anyway in case for any future maps to prevent you from getting access to water in that way. Got some chests here for any goods. You've got cocoa bean room here, you've got mushrooms on the mycelium, and these naturally spread. You've got cactus, nether wart, trees, and there's going to be saplings in this, but I didn't include this in my copy because I already have enough wood. This area is for melons and pumpkins if you want to grow these, and you've got a nice big food one across that back wall there. So I hope that you find this useful as well. This will also be in Global Nightmare. It just saves you a lot of time, I think. You don't have to use this by any means. You could set up your own base if you really want to. But as a Let's Player, I understand that a lot of the time people can kind of get a bit frustrated with having to set stuff like chests up and set farms up. And particularly for Let's Players such as myself, all that off-camera work can become a bit tedious when we just want to actually have fun and record what we do. There's about, I would say, a 80 to 20 ratio sometimes, depending on the map, as to how much we have to do base making and how much we actually record. Certain maps it can be even more, but some maps it can be less. So I want to help out Let's Players as best I can, as I understand how frustrating and tedious it can be. And I hope that if you want to use this, you find it useful. Of course, you don't have to use it. You can make your own base, and if you want to make your own base, that's perfectly fine. But it's here anyway if you decide that you want to use it. Alright, so that's this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off doing my enchanting and getting prepared, and then what I'll do is I'll meet up with you just outside the Jungle Ruin, and we'll head off to Firelake Castle. So I will be right back, guys. Alrighty guys, I'm back and I've packed up everything that I want to take with me to Firelake Castle now. I've filled up the ender chest, as you can see, and I've filled up my inventory. Just outside the actual castle itself, where the ender chest is, I'm going to make a little resupply station up there, so that we have access to a little bit more, and I don't have to keep hiking all the way back here. So, yeah. Off camera, between this and the last bit of footage you saw, I've kind of cleared everything up. I did finish enchanting my armor. Everything really apart from that, and that really is pretty crummy, unfortunately. I brought along all the brewing gear that I'm going to need. This is for a diamond pickaxe, if we happen to find one. I brought along building blocks and everything that you can imagine I've pretty much packed in. So let's go and take a look at Firelake Castle. So the first thing I want to do is sleep because it's raining. But I want to set up a little resupply station on the outside, just so that I don't have to, like I said, hike all the way back here. Please say it's going to stop raining. It is. Excellent. Close that door. So Firelake Castle holds diamonds and the final wool. And we might not get all of that done today. I don't imagine we will, but hopefully we'll be able to make a good amount of progress. So I've still got to be pretty careful considering the amount of gear that I'm currently holding on to. Even though it's only going to be the odd vanilla spawn, I'd still rather avoid any trouble if possible. But here we are. The entrance to Firelake Castle is just there. You can see a redstone torch in the distance. A skeleton with a magic bow up there, so we're going to have to watch him, especially with that extended range that they now have. But I think we should be okay. So here is Firelake Castle. Well, at least the entrance to it, kind of overgrown here. I put all these redstone torches to help you find your way here, because a lot of people in beta found that they kept getting lost. So there it is right down there, but I want to clear this way out first. Alright, so there's probably going to be a vanilla spawn around here. So I want to make sure that there isn't in future. Oh, I'm surprised actually there isn't. Interesting. But there we are. This is the entrance. Put you up here. And we've got Dungeon 4, 5. This is going to say Dungeon 5. Another one of those minor bugs. Here's the ender chest, so I think we'll build our resupply station right here. And I'm going to be able to use up this crummy pick at the same time. It's well, it's not too bad actually. It's efficiency 3, but I can think of better picks that I have, which I'd rather be using. So let's carve out this. It doesn't need to be very big, it just needs to kind of serve its purpose really. Let's just carve a bit more out this way. I would like to have a little window if possible. And I'm not going to be able to pick any of this up, am I? So we want maybe just one more this way, I think will cover us. And I can go a bit further back here. Sandstone, interesting. This must mean we're directly below a pond somewhere. But that's not an issue. Hey, coal. And that's the end of that pick, so we'll be now on to this guy. Let's pick up some of this. Alright, well... This seems big enough, I think, for right now at least. I'll be able to put my boxes at the back here. So I'm gonna fill that in for right now, and I need my chests out. And I want... No, you don't belong there. Let's put you here, and then that there. Now I need my cobble again. Put you here, and I can put my remaining boxes on top, like so. And we've got room in here for crafting tables and furnaces and whatnot. I'm gonna grab one. You know what, I'm paranoid. Let me see, crafting tables. We do own crafting tables, so I can put one of those down. Let's put up some light in here. And let me see, I can start putting things away. So I'll put blocks in there. Weapons and tools in here. Put you away. Spare arrows. Food we'll put in this one. I'll put an ender pearl in there. Food and stuff like that. Actually, I want those potatoes. And anything else I'll just pop in here for right now. Alright. So we've got all of this stuff to transport in here as well. And I do have a good amount of cobble now, which is good. That means I can make some furnaces in here. I only want 2 furnaces. There we are. 2 should cover us. Put those right there. And let me see. Do I need to smelt anything right this second? I don't think so. I think we're okay for right this second. I do need to make a door though, so let's make a door. Oh, I know what I need to smelt. That. And where's my coal? Did I put my coal away? I only need 1 piece of coal. That'll do. Here we are. I didn't bring a sign with me, unfortunately. I'm going to start and empty out the ender chest. So I'm sorry if this seems a bit tedious. I would cut it out, but nah, it's not going to take that long. We will get to the action today, I promise. Let's put you away. Put all of this away. Pick's more of a tool than it is anything else. So I'll pop you in here. Yeah, that's fine. This is more brewing ingredients, I believe. Brewing, let me see. Brewing will go in here, I think. Let's put you away. Put the cobble away in there. I'll put the wood and the sandstone in there too. Spare crafting benches. Where should I put iron? I'll put iron with the tools. Right, that's all I wanted for that. Now, I believe glass panes were like this. Yep. And I'm going to put this little window right here. Alrighty, so... In fact, I'll put that there,
and just for symmetrical sake we'll put one right there as well. Alright, well that's all of that anyway. What else do I need? We have to put up a sign. It just has to be done. Simple really, I just have to put up a sign here. Signs. I do have one in my box back at the storage room, but alright. Which side shall I have it? And we'll put it on this side, and we'll put down MrMFretwell's Firelake resupply station. Oops, there we go. Excellent. Little mini shack right here, carved into the side. Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to get my inventory reorganised and get prepared, and I'll be right back, and then we will actually go down and take on the Firelake Castle. So I'll be right back again, guys. Okay, I'm back again, guys. I've just added a bit more to my base here. I've set up the brewing stand, finished off the infinite water source, and I'm cooking up some potatoes. But for right now we're okay. I want to venture down here, and I want to get myself some blaze rods, because I've got slime balls with me, so I can actually make up some magma cream, which I can then turn into fire resistance potions. Hello, zombie. So I want to light up this bridge based area. So here's Firelake Castle, right here. See that? The Enderman just spawned in right over there. So we are on the edge of where stuff spawns in. Yeah, there's the Enderman. Now there is a spawner in the bridge. I can see that. There's a spider spawn right on the other side, and a zombie. So what I want to try and do is I want to try and get a blaze to spawn and pick them off with the bow. Excellent. I do have fire protection armor, so I'm okay on that front. I'd like a few more than just one though. So I'm going to try and farm some of these blaze rods quickly. Did he drop one? He did drop one. Now I've got to be careful of that Enderman, because I could do without him attacking me, that's for sure. I'd like 3 blaze rods, I think that should cover me. So this is just a standard vanilla blaze spawner. Most of them sort of nether mobs in this area, I think all of them are vanilla. I did not look at you. Didn't do it. Ah yes, here's another one. Get out of here, you. Not interested in you. So I'm gonna run out of range of that guy, and now I have some blaze rods. I can actually make up some fire resistance potions, which are going to be invaluable in this area, that's for sure. Fire resistance makes this area a lot easier. So where's my slime balls? I left them right here, didn't I? And I can also make up some strength now as well, using that, I believe. So I need some magma cream. And these are awkward potions, so if I magma cream up those, and I do have some redstone, I believe I brought some redstone with me, I did, so I can actually extend these to 8 minutes. And the first thing I want to do is take on the upper part of the castle. As a player, I would go upwards and work my way down. That's how I play CTM maps, is, well, any sort of map with a castle in it. Start upwards, work downwards, and that's why I've got the ladders on my bar. My biggest threat now then is stuff like Enderman spawning. I think, to be honest, strength isn't going to help me out that much, but I do have enough blaze rods, certainly, to last me the amount of fire resistance that I need. So I really want one of these on my bar. And to be honest, I think I'll take one as soon as I get in range of that first blaze spawner. And then I can cause some mayhem in there without having to worry about being set on fire and stuff like that.
So why don't we just examine what is down here now. There's a zombie down there. There's still an Enderman down there. So that's going to be a concern. Now you're gone. Something just blew up behind me. I think it was a creeper. You and your magic bow. There's some more mobs there. Where's that skelly? There's him gone. And here's our favourite little friends. These are the little starter mobs for this area, you could say. Oh man, the lag in this area. You see, and that's exactly why I had fire resist. We've got ghasts in here now. Get out of here, ghast. I can put some ladders up the side, so it's not a big issue. This is why I brought the fire resist along though. It can be invaluable in situations like this. Just got to swim over. My initial goal was just to climb up to the surface of this, well, the top of this. And I will be able to do that now. Albeit in an unorthodox way. I'm getting so much lag here and I'm not entirely sure why. I don't need you. Oh no, he blew up the box. Oh good, you two are infighting, so that's a big help. You get out of here. As can you. You can also go out for you. Is he the only guy now attacking me? They're coming up from down there. Nope, not having none of that. There we are. That rapid shooting mode. Hate that. Absolutely hate it. I can see where the spawners are, it's right there. There's one right here. I believe I put 3 up here, but as a player obviously I just have to keep searching until I find that one. So that's all of the blazes I believe up here. I could have farmed gas tiers with that spawner, but honestly we'll probably find them later anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. How much fire resist do I have left? I still have 5 minutes. So now it's just a case of finishing this area off. Now I need to pick all this up. Did I pick up the box? I didn't, but there is more boxes here that I can dump all this stuff off in, so it's not a big problem. Ah, there's the grunt sword. Must have picked that up somewhere. I would just like to pick all this stuff up. What does that iron sword have on it? Sharpness 3. That's pretty good. I think I'll probably use that. I want to collect this experience. So this is the upper part of Firelake Castle conjured. Unfortunately it seems that the box did get destroyed, which is not what I really wanted to see. How's my armor holding up? Not great. That took a bit of a blow there. I think they're all down below. This bow is fire aspect, so I can set these off. Yeah, I got that one. There we are, there's those 2 spawners dealt with. So now then, I'm going to have to reorganise myself I think a bit here. I'm going to have to start and drop some things off just quickly. But there is one thing I wanted to come up here for straight away, and that was the Evershooter's bow. Evershooter the Strong's bow, to be precise. And this has pretty much everything on it maxed out. So power 5, punch 2, flame 1, infinity 1. I'll keep you as a backup, but I doubt I'm going to need it much. But this guy now, So what have we got left? I'm gonna have to reshuffle all of this stuff. But I don't think there's anything major that we're gonna need. Dump this stuff off. So now I think we'd be better off coming downwards. How empty is my pack? It's not bad. So this pretty much one hits anything. That's that sword gone. Let's get rid of you. Just keep coming. I need a new sword. Give me that. Oh, now that guy's... Oh, it's doing that unbreaking thing. You're just a regular zombie. I have projectile protection. You're not doing much. Man, you can't see with that fire. Ugh. Go on, blow up. That'd be a... Oh, he's gone. Oh, he's gone. So, no blowing up for him today. So that sword's now also gone. So we're on to this guy. Seriously, Skelly? Maybe not coming this way is such a good idea. Where's my food? Seriously, no food? Man, I'm gonna take some hits soon. Let's recede a moment. What's it like at the entrance? I left that open now, didn't I? Oh, I've left that open, so I'm gonna have to go down that way, I think. There we are. That's shut them up for a bit. Don't look at that Enderman. I'm gonna try and pick off the vanilla spawns first. Alrighty, so we've got that Enderman left. So what do we got left? So there's going to be a couple of monsters down here at the entrance. Do I have feather falling? I do. Ow. So I want to get back a bit. Just for a little while at least. And these guys aren't actually on fire by default, it's just that they walk through fire. I would like to just shut that off. No, I haven't done it. Damn. I'm no good with block placement fast, I'm no good with that. I see you up there, Skelly. You're not fooling me, you know. That'll do for right now. Don't think they can climb that. So what is left down here? Just a bunch of vanilla zombies? And that Enderman. Well, let's clear this out. Okay. What kind of situation is it like in there? Pretty mental. Probably they've been spawning like crazy all the time that we've been on the outside. So that's probably not the most ideal thing, to be honest. I see all sorts of stuff in there. Right, how are we in terms of stuff? We're out of fire resist. These grunt swords aren't that useful, to be honest, so I'm going to throw those out. Gunpowder could be handy. Almost out of torches. Rotten meat. You stack up. Another one of those. String. Just get rid of you. Get rid of that hoe. Just want to get rid of the hoe. Oh, a lag there. So I want to search through these boxes, see if there's anything valuable of note. Whoops, I've got to be careful here because I've not got any fire resist anymore. There's not much up here now, it seems. So I would like any remaining experience and experience bottles because I can use them for enchanting. And I need to sift through all this stuff. So that's got rid of them. I would like you. This stuff isn't going to be that useful. Anything with fire aspect isn't that useful in this place because all the mobs are fire resistant, so that seems to be everything that we need there. I'm going to bring the bones with me. That seems to be everything I need out of that box. That one got blew up, but that doesn't matter. Anything in here? Golden apple, pork chop, blaze rods, more bottles of enchanting. Building blocks, why not? Wood could be handy. Coal, definitely. Gunpowder, bones. No, we don't want that. So I think that's everything. Unless there is any coal in this box. Yeah, there is. I would like that because we are running a bit low on coal. So I think that's going to cover it for today's episode. I need to get prepared for the next bit and getting inside that castle. So I'm going to resupply, and we're going to have to light that bridge up for sure. I don't want being jumped by things. Yeah, I'm gonna light this bridge up before we finish today. Sorry I haven't talked as much as what I would normally do, but I've been focusing an awful lot on actually getting this thing partially conjured and just getting the bow and that kind of thing. In terms of commenting on this area, this was a completely redesigned dungeon. I redesigned this. The old Firelake had some big problems, and I redesigned it, and it looks a lot better now. Adding stuff like this in. Perhaps the thing that really so far that I can comment on is, oh, well that's going to have to do because I'm out of torches. I'm going to have to just watch that section. The idea here was to give you access to blaze rods. If you hadn't gone to Dino first with this blaze spawner right here, there's still going to be some vanilla spawns around there, but that's probably not such a bad thing. I also wanted to provide you with the bow, obviously, so I added that on top of the castle and gave you some gas and stuff up there and that kind of thing, and obviously blazers. Let's get back in here. So you'd have a bit of a fight, but that's not really the way I intended the player to go. I intended the player to go in through the main entrance, but I did expect that a lot of players, including myself, would go up to the top first and work their way down. That is a standard practice, I guess, when dealing with castles. So I did leave some nasties up there, rather than it being just a huge slog through the corridor, and then when you actually get up there, there's just kind of nothing there. So that's what I did with that. And I think that pretty much covers it so far. I still have more to talk about with Firelake, certainly a lot more to talk about, but for right now I want to get resupplied. I'm probably going to go back to the jungle ruin and enchant those diamond boots that I have, along with that diamond chest plate, and then I'll probably start deploying this guy now, and now we have this as well. I think we'll be good to go from there. So I thank you for watching today, guys. I hope that you've enjoyed the episode, and I hope to see you in the next one. Plenty more to do yet. We've got to finish off Firelake, and until then, guys, see you later and have a good day.